Welcome to Scruffy Tales. In this video we will quickly take a look at the Swedish Combat Boat 90 because some exciting news popped up the other day. So let's have a look at it. The CB90 Combat Boat 90 is the modern Viking warship, transporting Scandinavian warriors up and down the coast to allow them to perform deadly hit-and-run attacks. Carrying elite warriors armed with advanced weapons, the CB90 continues the tradition of deadly raids from the sea. For decades, Sweden relied on the coastal artillery to defend its shores and coastline, and it was impressive and powerful, with a combination of fixed and mobile artillery pieces arranged along the entire length of the Swedish coast. Eventually, it was concluded that fixed artillery was too vulnerable and too easily dealt with by hostile ships, missiles, and aircraft. Instead, a more mobile coastal defense was deemed more appropriate. Moving amphibious troops around at speed to set up anti-ship missiles, mortars, and other heavy weapons were needed to fight off incoming enemy ships. And with the ability to quickly relocate to avoid incoming fire and to adapt to a fast-changing battlefield. To achieve this, the Swedish Amphibious Corps, the branch that would replace the coastal artillery, needed a means of transport that was fast, agile, capable, and deadly. And what they got in the end exceeded all expectations. Stridsbåt 90, Combat Boat 90, the CB90, would end up to become one of Sweden's most important assets in defending its borders. Its main role is to transport soldiers between islands of the Swedish archipelago. Each CB90H can carry 18 fully equipped Marines, half a platoon. The importance of this, to be able to quickly get troops onto an island and move them between islands, was learned in World War II. As the Soviet Union attacked Finland and occupied islands along Finland's coastline, it became clear how difficult it is to launch assaults against an island that is properly defended, especially with crossing fields of fire from neighboring islands. Sweden took note of this early on and used that knowledge when forming the elite maritime infantry known as Coastjägers. Further expanding on this knowledge, now with added experience from Coastjägers training with Royal Commandos and Navy SEALs over the decades, the new Swedish Amphibious Corps was specifically tailored to become a Marine Corps designed to fight in the Swedish archipelago, defending and attacking one island after the other. And to do so effectively, the Amphibious Corps was given the CB90. The CB90 can transport troops, obviously, but also heavy weapons such as 50 cal machine guns, anti-ship missiles, mortars, and so forth. When set up on a couple of islands, you can create deadly kill zones in the narrow waterways. For instance, Sweden's Amphibious Corps relies on the RBS-17 anti-ship missile, a modified Hellfire anti-tank guided missile, redesigned to suit Swedish requirements. Moving such weapons around quickly and supplying them with ammunition quickly gives the Amphibious Corps the ability to punch far above their own weight, and it's doable thanks to the speed and transport capabilities of the CB90. The CB90 can reach speeds of up to 40 knots, which it can reach in 30 to 35 seconds. But now for the truly impressive part. It can go from full tilt to full stop in only 2.5 boat lengths, only 37 meters. A truly incredible capability that allows the CB90 to go full speed from cover to cover with the ability to come to full stop in just a few short seconds. The CB90 is maneuverable, fast, and can carry lots of troops and equipment. But that's not all. It has been designed to be able to drop off sea mines and depth charges, allowing it to close off passages in the archipelago or go submarine hunting in large packs among the islands. Other weapons have been tested for the CB90, such as a 30mm autocannon up front, anti-ship missiles and anti-air missiles, but in the end they have not been adopted. A CB90 usually comes equipped with twin-linked 50 cal machine guns up front, with either another 50 cal or a 40mm grenade launcher in its turret, which is quite a lot of firepower when you think about it. Imagine two CB90s assaulting an island, bringing 6 50 cal machine guns to lay down suppression as they move in at speed to deploy 36 Marines, most likely supported by mortars launched from a nearby island. As you can tell, if you were on the receiving end, you would probably be ducking for cover, unable or unwilling to shoot back. There are a number of variants around, command versions, CB90s with heavy armor for international operations, and even a police version. Besides these, a number of navies around the world operate CB90s that are usually modified to suit their specific needs. This includes Greece, Norway, Malaysia, Mexico, and Peru, with the US and UK having the CB90 on trial. But my favorite is, without a doubt, Russia. The Russian combat boat, called Raptor, is a clear-cut copy of the CB90, although slightly larger and capable of carrying 23 troops. Now, there is one version of the CB90 I haven't mentioned yet, because it is my favorite. Design and development began almost 20 years ago, and the intention was to provide the amphibious corps with hard-hitting, fast-moving, fast-firing fire support. The concept was eventually scrapped because there wasn't enough money and Russia wasn't considered a threat at the time. At least not a great threat. Since then, things have obviously changed, and recently it was announced that the Swedish Armed Forces will soon put into service a new variant of the CB90 that will be hard-hitting, fast-moving, and fast-firing. A CB90 capable of indirect fire and direct fire, and I can only conclude that this is a massive hint at the fact that the old abandoned CB90 concept for fire support will be revived and made a reality. I am talking about the CB90 variant equipped with the AMOS, the Advanced Mortar System, a Finnish mortar system co-developed with Sweden, relying on two twin-linked tubes, or cannons basically, firing 120mm mortar rounds, with the ability to not only fire indirectly but also directly, turning the thing into a twin-linked 120mm cannon capable of firing 12 rounds per minute. The AMOS was actually considered to be used on the CB90 platform before being replaced by the simpler Mjölner system, also a twin-linked 120mm mortar. But enough of that. This is the CB90, not the CV90. And it has been revealed that a new boat will be developed capable of indirect fire and direct fire. It has to be the AMOS. Maybe not with the twin-linked version. AMOS comes with a single tube as well. One of the initial problems was that the CB90 was too small to house the AMOS system. So we will probably see a new design of CB90 that is larger to allow it to carry the mortar turret and its ammunition. I'm actually really excited about this because I think the AMOS is a really cool piece of equipment. An automated twin-linked 120mm cannon basically. And Sweden almost had it on both the CB90 and the CB90. And now it looks as if we might actually get a CB90 version finally carrying an Amos turret. I mean, just picture it. Two CB90s with Amos emerging from behind an island in the archipelago, and they start pounding an enemy ship or enemy troops on an island with a total of 4 barrels, firing 120mm mortar rounds directly at the enemy. Holy shit. Add to that 6 or 12 50 cals opening up from other CB90s moving in to add insult to injury. If you are a military hardware nerd, this should make you rock hard. The CB90 is the modern Viking warship, fast, agile, and designed for hit-and-run attacks and raids along the coastline, transporting around 24 elite warriors ready to come charging ashore. Once more, like in the days of old, Swedish warriors set sail to conduct strandhugg. Thank you for watching, and yeah, I'll catch you later.